up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be about what's actually in my law school bag. So my backpack from 1L year was drastically different in comparison to the one that I'm going to plan on packing for my 2L year, because to begin with, I really didn't know what kind of backpack I was going for. You know, I had heard stories about packing like all of your textbooks and things like that. So I was like, let me see how I can go about accommodating myself with that. So I went ahead and I got like a big rolling bag, and it was just so big. It was so heavy once I put all the case books in there. And I was like, girl, be realistic. You are not gonna want to pick this up and down and bring it up the stairs in the classroom and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, this is a bad idea. So let me go ahead and X that out. So next I got a regular like JanSport rolling backpack, and it was one I think I actually had from like 4th grade or something like that. Like, I've had this backpack for a long time, just sitting in my collection, and I used that one, but it didn't have any support, and it actually ended up messing up my computer, which was a Mac. And so that really just crumbled my spirits because I ended up needing a new computer. And then from there, from that backpack, I want to say I ended up using, no, I bought another backpack. I bought a I don't even remember the brand, but it's like a I think it's Herschel. It's something like that, something with an H. And that backpack, when I tell you it's cool or whatever, like, it has a lot of room in it, but I'm like 5'5", and so yeah, it was a little too big for me. So when I put it on my back, it like actually took up my whole back's length, and so it just didn't look right. It would be raising my dresses up, it would have me almost flashing people. So I was like, all right, I can't walk around doing this. So the last backpack that I ended up with is actually the one that I think I'm going to primarily use this year. It was just like one of those little Michael Kors backpacks that my grandmother had got from me one day, and so it just so happened to work. And this is what it looks like, and this is actually the one that I'm going to be using this semester as well, just because it really, like, it looks like it's small, but it can really, like, it fits a lot in here. So I'm gonna actually just go on ahead and go through this and show you guys what I plan on packing with me for my first year. I went ahead and I packed some stuff in here. A lot of it is still like in the packaging because I did have to buy some new materials. However, you know, everything gonna fit. I'm gonna make it work. But the first thing that I'm going to pack into my bag is going to be my new MacBook Pro. And the reason why it's not in there right now is because clearly it doesn't have a case on it, and I cannot risk getting any like scratches or anything like that on this after just having to spend so much money on this. I'm gonna cherish this, and once I get my actual case, I need to actually go ahead and do that today so I can make sure that I have one on this computer for when school starts. But that's gonna be one thing that I definitely bring. I'm a big technical person, so a lot of my books, if there's a copy available electronically, I would probably do that. If it's cheaper, I would definitely buy or rent the electronic copy. I'm big on taking notes in class on the computer. Sometimes it's a little hard for me because I don't want to say like I have a short attention span, but sometimes I do end up like on websites that I probably shouldn't be on, like on Reddit and stuff like that. Like I do random stuff sometimes, so I will definitely try to kind of censor and control myself a little more this year. But I do use Evernote to take notes in class because I think that it makes it a lot easier to keep it neat and stuff like that. You know, it's not necessarily like a Word document where it's just saving, adding more and more space to your computer. Evernote is an app in itself, so you can create a folder for your specific class. So for example, for my 2L year, I have a folder for like constitutional law, I have one for evidence, I have one for what classes am I taking, business associations, I'm also taking appellate litigation, and I'm taking one more, commercial law. So I have a class for all, like a folder for all 5 of those classes. And so as I take notes and things like that, I'll go ahead and put the information in there. I'll brief cases in there. So if I'm looking for something specific, I can just go ahead and search it in the search bar, and it'll pull up regardless of whatever folder it's in. So I find Evernote to be the most convenient for taking notes. And of course, along with the computer, I'll have my charger, because you can never really count on anybody else to bring their chargers. So I will be packing that with me as well. All right, so let's go ahead and actually get into this backpack. The first thing that I will bring also goes along with the computer. The new MacBook Pros do not have these, like they don't have the USB, and they don't have like a thing for the memory cord, so I went ahead and purchased this. So it just attaches into the computer like through the same charging port. You'll be able to plug in your USB and things like that. I do keep a lot of my information on an external hard drive, like any supplements and things like that, so it's not taking up too much space on my actual computer. So this definitely comes in handy. And I also use this because I'm the type of person, I like to charge my phone, or not necessarily like to, but I normally charge my phone on my computer. So this is definitely necessary for me to charge my phone. And that also goes into the next thing. You will never see me without a charger. Like, even if I don't have the box part, I will always have a charger, because I feel like I cannot trust anybody else to have that prepared for me. So you're always gonna see me with the charger, and most people already know I don't have the box part if you're asking to borrow my charger. So typically this is what it'll look like. So one of the most important things for me is not even necessarily related to school so much. It's just a pet peeve of mine, so it's just something that I like to do. I will always have a deodorant. I use this one faithfully, but I don't always pack this one. This one I usually have with me in my backpack, just in case, like if it's me that needs some spray, if it's somebody I know that needs some spray. You know, I'm not even saying it or doing it in a mean way. Just if anybody sees this, you go to my school, you know me, if you need some deodorant, come holler at me, I got you. So it's just very convenient. I like to bring this because, you know, sometimes you can't help the fact that you sweat a lot, and I don't think anybody should hold that against you. I mean, it's natural to sweat, so it is what it is. So I just like to carry these items with me just in case, you know, I have an incident, or anybody that I know has an incident. They know they can find safety in me. I have these items with me. So along with that, I typically usually have a body spray or something of that sort along with me, just to kind of like if you freshen up or something, you're not just like taking away whatever scent you may have had, like even if it's a stench, you know, just bringing something. This is the Endless Weekend fragrance from Bath and Body Works. So typically I'll always just have something in my bag as a backup, just to find comfort in knowing that, you know, if something were to happen, like even if it's not related to like a bodily smell, like if somebody, I have a very sensitive nose, so if it's just something that smells bad to me, sometimes I have to like cover that scent up, or I'll get actually nauseous and things like that. So this spray really comes in handy for me, just to kind of keep my sanity as far as that goes. So definitely recommend bringing a spray of some sort, maybe keeping it in your locker if you have one. Do what you gotta do, but I normally keep mine in my backpack just in case anything happens. I can just go ahead and roll with it. All right, so into actual school supplies, I really don't carry too much, honestly, because I do so much on my computer. However, some professors do prefer for you to, you know, write notes handwritten. So sometimes I'll bring paper, or I'll just pack like one notebook. Initially I had plans on like having everything separate. I was like, I'm gonna have a notebook for property, I'm gonna have a notebook for torts. But then I slowly started finding myself actually not even taking notes in the notebook. So quickly I learned my lesson, and I was like, okay, let me not waste all these notebooks so I can use them again in the future. So depending on if I have a class that's, you know, that requires me to brief handwritten and take handwritten notes, I will have like one notebook specifically dedicated to that class. However, if I find that like my classes don't require me to do that, I'm not about to go out of my way and get individual notebooks for each one, because I really don't use it. It doesn't make sense to have, you know, all these notebooks and you're only using like 5 sheets. No, what I would do is I would probably, you know, mark it off in sections. So if this is property, I'll probably do something on this first page, let me know it's property, or I'll tab it, you know, and then once I get to my next subject, so like if this was torts, I would tab it or do something on this page to let me know that it was torts, and, you know, kind of just keep it going. All right, so next up is this planner. You guys probably remember this from my January IV box unboxing. If you haven't watched that video already, do so. This came in that, and it's just a, you know, regular old planner, and it helps me keep up to date with, you know, what I have going on. So right now what I have in blue is what I have planned to do for YouTube. I find that, or I'm starting to find that when I actually put it down in this book, it's kind of helping me to stay on track, you know. But I do also post like my assignments and things like that. So once I get my syllabus, I'll go ahead and put exactly what I have going on in the day, so I can see just, you know, how much time I have free for myself. So even though I'm still a very technical person, I just think that sometimes having this as a backup helps me with my phone. So I like using both of them. So the next thing that I have in here are writing utensils. I just went and got these from the store, and I got these because I saw that it had the pink and green pencils in there. And I'm really hoping that I don't be like a basic person, which I really feel in my spirits, and only use the pink and green ones because, you know, they're pink and green. But definitely pencils because, you know, tests, of course, you need pencils for tests. I don't know how, but my pencils ended up growing legs and walking away at the end of last semester because it came time for finals. And it was like, yo, I have to buy new pencils because I don't know where mine are. But guess what? I didn't. I ended up borrowing a pencil from somebody else, and I didn't give it back either. But I learned my lesson. I ain't letting nobody borrow nothing no more because I had so many pencils, and for them to just disappear like that, it really made me sad. And then also, I just went and got some basic pens because I do have some professors that require for us to, you know, take notes in class and handwrite briefs. I never actually ran out of ink in a pen until getting into law school. That was the craziest thing ever. And it was like, I'm buying these pens that are so expensive, and for me to run out of ink so fast because I'm writing these notes and I'm briefing these cases and we're not even like turning all of them in, I was like, no. So I went ahead and I got the cheap ones. I want to say these were like $150 each. So I'm gonna put my pens and stuff like that in this. I actually may need to go ahead and get another one because it doesn't fit that many, but I think I should be okay. But this will just help me keep my pens and pencils and stuff like that organized. It was 50 cents from Office Depot. I mean, it's nothing heavy. It's plastic, it's flimsy, but it's gonna get the job done. And it'll hold everything that I need. So the next thing that I'm gonna have is some highlighters, but as you can see, this is the same pack that I had last year. I'm missing like a yellow, a green, a pink, I think, and an orange. So I think I took one of pretty much every color. Maybe not blue. I think I took like one of every color and I put it into my, you know, pouch, but I didn't run out because I'm not fond of the big highlights. I learned that kind of early on, but I still probably would take maybe a few colors, maybe like a yellow and a pink or something like that, just to kind of have a highlighter to highlight specific things. But like as far as like actually briefing in a book with the different highlight colors, like that's not something that I like because it just doesn't look right. Because I learned that sometimes when we book brief, you'll highlight too much, and it's like after you highlight, it's so permanent, and it's like your eyes are automatically drawn into whatever it is that you highlighted. So highlighters are not the thing for me, but I will still pack a few. So when I say I didn't like highlights, that just means that I really don't like the look of it. Like, it's such a thick chunky line. I know they do have the smaller ones, but even those were big to me sometimes. So what I did was I found another means of highlighting, or something that got the point across the same way. So I got some pens that were actually good for not only highlighting but also for note taking. These are just some of them, and these are the Papermate flares. These were so clutch for me because, as you can tell, the tip is very small, and so it makes like note taking in the book a lot easier. So I don't have to like highlight and then get a pen and write out on the side. Like, no, I can just use this and I can write any notes that I have in the side because it's small enough to actually fit into that same area. So these don't bleed. However, you will kind of see the shadow on the back. So if you flip the page, you'll still see the word, but it wouldn't, like, it's not necessarily bleeding through, if that makes sense. But these are the GOAT, and I have so many colors, but they're upstairs in my room because I've actually started to kind of start taking notes and things like that for the upcoming year because I'm just extra like that. But these are the GOAT. I would recommend these pens, or finding something of this sort to get you through. So as far as like everyday mandatory, like not even toiletries type of things, because that's mandatory as well, these are gonna be the last things that I pack with me. I learned at the end of the year that I actually do learn from making index cards, like flashcards. So I went ahead and just got like an organizer, so if I'm studying a certain subject for that day, I can just go ahead and put them in here. And so this came from Office Depot as well. These are just some basic index cards that came with it. And then they also give you some tabs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at God, I got one for every class. So probably if I limit the amount of actual index cards that I make, which is highly unlikely, I'll be able to put them in here. And I definitely look forward to using these. So as far as my backpack, that's technically it. So like aside from chapstick and like maybe like blotting papers and, you know, powder or something of that sort, lotion, like I keep me some, I actually keep Vaseline. I keep the cocoa butter Vaseline in my bag at all times because it gets me through. And like aside from stuff like that, I don't really see my water bottle, like that's pretty much it. There's nothing else that I can really think of that I would really pack on a regular basis, because I value my bag. When I got into a wreck in 2013, and I didn't really go and get therapy or anything, so I do feel like sometimes if I put too much strain on my back, it hurts a lot. So to kind of alleviate that, I limit the amount of stuff that I actually carry on me, and that's basically gonna be it. I wouldn't really recommend bringing too much more because it's really not necessary unless you just want to go for it. But as far as me, this is what I'm gonna use for this year. Now this may increase or decrease depending on what my professors require, but the most that I can actually see it increasing is like a folder or a binder, or I probably can't even fit a binder in this backpack, so maybe not that, but like that might go in a locker or something. But as far as my backpack, this is pretty much gonna be it. We're done. Yeah, so thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and also leave me some comments down below. Also subscribe if you have not already done so. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and do that, and I will greatly appreciate it. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.